After 10 years of riding motorcycles on the street and teaching thousands of people how to ride motorcycles safely, I've seen my fair share of new rider errors. And to help you get ahead of 99% of new riders, I've made a list of the top mistakes I've noticed along the way. So, whether you're fresh off your MSF course, just getting comfortable on two wheels, or maybe you've even been riding on the street for 30 years, today we're diving into the top 8 beginner rider habits to break in 2026. These habits might seem harmless, but they can hold you back, or even worse, put you in danger. Today, I'll teach you how to level up your riding skills and confidence. The first bad habit I see beginner riders making is riding with stiff arms. Gripping the handlebars too tightly makes your bike harder to control, and it really just fatigues you and wears you out while riding. When your arms are locked or tense, you lose the ability to let the bike move naturally beneath you. This affects your steering, balance, and reaction time. Instead, keep a relaxed grip and bent elbows. Think of your arms like suspension. Let the bike dance and you'll ride smoother and safer. Have you ever felt stiff or even sore after a motorcycle ride? What about after that 2-day MSF class you just took? Were your arms and shoulders screaming at you? Well, then there's probably a chance you were riding too stiff. Instead, relax and let the bike move. Shake it out before you ride. Literally shake your arms and shoulders before mounting up to release tension. And maybe even think about doing some light stretching as well. When sitting on the bike, grip the tank with your legs, not your hands. Squeeze the tank with your knees to stabilize your body, freeing your arms to be able to steer and stay light on your controls. Another tip to help you out is the chicken wing check. Your elbows should be slightly bent and loose, like you're holding a tray, not doing a push-up. If you're putting a lot of weight and tension down on your hand grips, then you need to use more of your core strength and your legs and lighten up your upper body. If you've got a motorcycle of your own and a good safe parking lot to practice, here's a drill you can try. Ride in a straight line at around 15 miles per hour and wiggle your fingers. If you can't, you're probably gripping your handlebars too tightly. The next bad habit I see beginner riders making that they absolutely need to break in 2026 is ignoring the rear brake. Only using the front brake limits your stopping power and control. Many beginners fear the rear brake or forget about it entirely. But used properly, it stabilizes the bike during slow speed maneuvers and emergency stops. Practice using both brakes every time you stop, especially during parking lot drills. This will help build muscle memory and confidence and will lead to more effective stopping and allow you to save your life one day using 100% of your braking power. If you're someone who's ever ignored using the rear brake, then try blending both brakes for better control. At parking lot speeds, aim for 50% front and 50% rear brake to stay balanced, using both brakes nice and smooth. You can also practice emergency stopping drills. Practice hard stops from 25 miles per hour using both brakes. Feel how the rear adds stability. When using this technique, you want to use smooth, increasing pressure on your front brake and light to lighter pressure on your rear to achieve the best stop possible in the shortest distance. If you've got room to practice, you can also try and work on some trail braking. In a safe area, gently drag the rear brake into a turn to feel how it settles the suspension. When it comes to the positioning of your feet, keep the balls of your feet on your foot pegs, not hovering over the rear brake, but ready to use your controls when needed. The next big beginner rider habit I see all the time is riders looking down instead of ahead. Where you look is where you're going to go. If you're staring down at the ground, you and your bike are probably going to end up there together. Fixating on the ground or your controls causes target fixation and poor line choice. Always keep your eyes up, scanning ahead for hazards, curves, and escape routes. This habit alone can transform your cornering and reaction time and greatly help your balance while riding slowly. Instead of looking down, train your eyes to lead. One thing you can try is the 12-second rule. Always scan at least 12 seconds ahead of your bike. That's about a city block at 30 miles per hour. This will allow you to see things coming before you get there on your motorcycle, give you situational awareness, and help you be prepared for any unexpected hazards. While riding, remember the eyes up mantra. Say it out loud every time you catch yourself looking down. Eyes up, level with the horizon line. If you've got an area to practice, try out a cone weave drill. Set up cones and focus on looking past the last cone, not the one in front of you. If you look all the way down to the end and use your peripheral vision to see where the cones are while keeping your head and eyes level with the horizon, this will greatly help your balance, stability, control, and confidence. If you've got the money for a helmet cam, like a GoPro for example, and you can mount it to your helmet, record your ride and check where your head is pointing. It's eye-opening, literally. And reviewing your own footage and riding will help you pick up on other mistakes you might have made that you didn't notice during the ride. Another big habit riders need to break in 2026 is skipping gear checks. Neglecting your gear can lead to preventable accidents, and it might even get you killed if you're not wearing protective safety gear while riding. Helmet straps, gloves, boots, jackets, they aren't just for fashion. They're your armor. Make it a ritual to check your gear before every single ride. No exceptions. Loose straps, foggy visors, or worn gloves can distract you or fail when you need them most. Remember, when riding on a motorcycle, the only thing out there to protect you is the gear that you are wearing. If you neglect any certain part of gear on your body and you get into an accident, that part of your body is going to pay the highest price. I see a lot of riders out there wearing hardly any gear at all, and any of them that usually are geared up are still neglecting their lower legs and even their feet and ankles. So instead of skipping gear, make sure to make gear prep and gear wearing a ritual. Use a pre-ride checklist to help you out. Is your helmet secure? Are your gloves on? Is your jacket zipped? Are your boots fastened? And are your glasses or visors clean? Don't neglect this checklist. Ensure you have every piece of gear ready to go every time. You can also create a ride-ready station. Keep all your gear in one place so nothing gets forgotten. And make sure to grab that gear every single time you go out, even if it's a quick ride to the gas station and back. Inspect your gear weekly. Check your helmet straps, glove seams, boot soles, and armor placement. Ensure all your gear is in good working condition so it's ready to protect you in case today's the day you have a crash. Another good tip is the fog test. Breathe on your visor before riding. If it fogs, crack it open slightly or use anti-fog spray or other methods to keep your visor from fogging up. Being able to see clearly and have good vision will allow you to gain information sooner, make smart decisions, and keep yourself safer on the road. The next big and bad habit I see beginners making is riding beyond your skill level. This might be one of the most deadly mistakes you can make. Trying to keep up with faster riders can get you hurt or even killed. It's tempting to chase experienced friends or push limits too soon. But riding above your comfort zone leads to panic reactions and poor decisions. Ride your own ride. Build skills gradually, and the speed will come naturally. It's easy to go fast on a motorcycle in a straight line, and pretty much any rider, skill or not, can do this. But what happens if things go wrong and you need to suddenly make an emergency maneuver, an evasive action, and save your life? This is where the skill breakdown really exists. And if you're out with a group of more experienced riders, they might be able to make some emergency maneuvers and avoid a hazard, and you might not. So remember this: always ride your own ride. Set a personal speed limit. Next time you go out, try choosing a pace where you feel 80% in control and 20% challenged. This can be a good way to stay within your limits while also challenging yourself to progress. You can also use hand signals with group rides. Let others know when you're slowing down or pulling off. Make sure everyone in the group understands what signals are being used and what they mean prior to starting the ride. Also, make sure you put some time into solo skill days. Dedicate at least one ride a week to practicing drills, not chasing speed. And another great tip is to journal your progress. Track what you're learning and where you feel shaky. Then practice the weak spots twice as much until they become your strengths. This will not only help build good self-awareness, but it'll help you progress and improve a lot faster. The next habit can really interfere with your learning and progress, especially as a beginner trying slow speed maneuvers. And that habit is poor clutch control. Jerky starts and stalls come from clutch misuse. The clutch is your best friend at low speeds. Practice the friction zone until it's second nature. Smooth takeoffs, controlled U-turns, and confident stops all depend on mastering this one skill. Use drills like slow races or figure eights to sharpen your clutch control. If you're struggling with poor clutch control, then take some time until you master the friction zone. In a parking lot, ride at walking speed, using only the clutch and throttle. no breaks. If you have some buddies, you can also try a slow race challenge. Try to ride as slowly as possible without putting your feet down and maintaining balance. If you feel like you're starting to get the hang of the clutch and the friction zone, you can also try the one-hand clutch test. Practice feathering the clutch with just 2 fingers to build finesse and delicate control of your clutch lever and your friction zone. If you've got any steeper streets or hills nearby, you can also go out and practice there. On a slight incline, use clutch and rear brake to hold position. Then launch smoothly, easing the clutch out while coordinating a roll-on of your throttle. Habit number 7 is forgetting to cover your controls. Not being ready to brake or shift delays your reaction time. Especially in hazardous situations like approaching an intersection, this is something that could get you killed. Covering your front brake, clutch lever, and even your rear brake means your fingers and foot are already in place when something unexpected happens. This habit reduces reaction time and gives you more control in tight situations, especially in traffic or urban riding, or heading through those intersections. If you realize you're riding around and forgetting to cover your controls, remember, stay ready with finger discipline. Keep at least 2 fingers resting on the front brake and clutch in traffic or tight areas. If you have some buddies and a good place to practice, you can try a simulated surprise drill. While riding at a consistent speed on your motorcycle, have a friend call out "stop" randomly during a slow ride. See how fast you can react. You can also work on some throttle brake balance. Practice rolling off the throttle while gently squeezing the brake. No jerking. And every time you ride, you should try and keep an urban readiness mindset. In cities, assume every car is about to pull out in front of you. Cover your controls accordingly, and don't be surprised by another vehicle suddenly cutting off your path. Anticipate it ahead of time, be ready for it, and then it will be a non-issue for you. The last bad habit I see beginners making that they need to break in 2026 is not practicing slow speed maneuvers. If you only ride fast, you'll struggle when it's time to go slow. Parking lots, U-turns, and stop-and-go traffic demand balance and finesse. Practicing slow speed drills builds confidence and control, and it's a lot of fun. Use cones, chalk lines, or even parking space stripes to simulate real-world challenges and practice these slow speed drills endlessly. If one of your biggest problems is slow speed maneuvers, then the solution is to train low speed like a pro. Some tips to help you out are daily 10-minute drills. Before every ride, do a few figure eights, U-turns, and stop and starts in parking lots to help you build that balance and confidence. You can also use visual markers. Chalk lines, cones, or tennis balls cut in half make great practice guides. Work on using the clutch and the rear brake together. This is the secret sauce for balance. Use it to walk the bike through tight turns, riding that rear brake slightly while staying in the friction zone for control of your power. And as we mentioned before, if you have a camera, record and review your own riding. Film your practice to spot posture, head turns, and throttle control issues. All of this self-analysis will help you spot your own mistakes and make those improvements for the next ride. With the new year right around the corner and so many riders out on the street still displaying all these bad habits, we need to make a change and improve our riding skills so we can be safer and survive for 2026. Break these habits now, and you'll ride smarter, safer, and smoother, not only in 2026, but beyond. If you realize you have any of these bad habits or maybe used to in the past, comment down below and let us know what it is and how you corrected it. And if you found this video helpful and think it could help another rider avoid these mistakes and ride safer, then don't forget to hit that like button so it can reach more people. Until next time, ride safe, train hard, and I'll see you out there.
Hi.